Yeah. Which way? That way. Do this way. Something that way. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck they said. What's good? It's Monday. It's mad bright in here. It's humidity outside again. It's just inclement weather at all times, all turns. It's never gonna end. What's going on, beautiful people? What y'all doing? What are you doing out there in the TV world? That's not even a thing. A TV. Most likely on your phone. Kasabian, nobody uses TVs anymore. That's a lie. I love my fucking TV. My stuff in TV. I said she's my only fan. I don't know the words. Nobody does. It's Kanye. Drop Donda. We'll be talking about that today. Let's see what we're going to talk about today. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to the Kasabian Lavoe show. I'll be your host, Kasabian, with talent on loan from God. Yeah, I got to get used to saying it because it feels uncomfortable. But I'm gonna put my little pep in my step in that motherfucker. Watch, I'm gonna put my foot in it. We will be talking a couple things. My anxiety and my other mental issues have been killing me. And it's Monday, so we gotta check our mental health. It's always a good thing. Check in on one another, see how everyone's doing. See if you need someone to talk. Spike Lee put out a new diet. Spike Lee put out a new doc. Jaysse from it's Monday. Jaysse Lopez from Urban Necessities has a doc on ESPN Plus. Kanye and Drake, or is it Apple versus Disney? Right now, we don't know. We're gonna figure it out and chop it up. What else? Jake Paul and Woodley fought last night, and China is gonna be changing how video games are played and treated. And I'll tell you how. Let's start recording. If this is your first time watching, we're recording for the podcast, so you get to watch and we're recording. So it's like I'm going to do a couple things that may not make any sense at first. If you can't hear the music, it's because you're watching and not listening. If you're listening, head over to Apple Podcasts. Remember, on Saturdays, we have an exclusive radio show on Spotify. This Saturday, we got a special guest coming, and we'll get into that. Run it back. Run it back. That's what we heard. We heard run it back. I don't even know if I want to see them fight again. I don't know. Run it back. He was real excited to run it back. It was definitely... He was geeked. Sweet. Shout out to Judge Judy Slayer. That's a dope ass name. Hey... What's going on? It's Kasabian Lavoe wine. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe, and welcome to the Kasabian Lavoe show. Thank you for being here. Welcome back. My name's Kasabian. I'll be your host. And, I do this little thing where I'm going to make you think. I want you to talk. You may not even like me after it because you're going to be like, why did we go there? Because we have to. That's how we grow. What was it? Talent on loan from God. How do I work that in? I'm not good at working that in the way Rush did, but I shall work on it. It's a little bit easier on YouTube because we're just meeting and because y'all know the re-record. But yes, I'm your host, Kasabian Lavoe, with talent on loan from God. Let me know if it's too low. We changed wires and adjusted things. There's like a giant cell phone or antenna beaming thing, and it radiates in the afternoons, and it really fucks with the wiring in there, and the concrete doesn't help at all. It really doesn't. So it's Monday. It's a beautiful day. It wasn't too bad. I was gonna work on my truck today. Got the wrong part. Pissed me off, but it's all right. I'll get over it. I'm a big boy. that type of stuff happens. Not a big deal. I've bought in the wrong parts before. Luckily, buying a part at like O'Reilly's takes 5 seconds to just swap out. But I cannot wait to work on my truck. And the reason is because these crafty dudes are stealing the catalytic converters, and luckily my catalytic converter is broken. So I have a brand new one for you to steal. That's pretty much how that's gonna go. Ain't that a bitch? Let me fix my truck so you can come fucking steal my shit, yo. I love this truck, though. This is like my play truck, and I'm having a ton of fun. So there was a bunch of docs that came out this weekend. We're going to talk about that. A Spike Lee doc, Jaysse Lopez from UN. That's a Vegas. That's a hometown hero. We're going to talk about him and big him up. He definitely deserves a spotlight. Kanye versus Drake, Apple versus Disney. Nobody knows what's going on. Paul versus Woodley, recap, reaction. And China's going to change how we stream video games. And if you're a gamer, you may want to know what's going on out there. And I think it's interesting, to say the least. So I wanted to say one thing. After watching Jaysse's doc, if you don't know who Jaysse is, we'll get into that. He's definitely a topic for today. But they have a documentary on him, Undefeated or Undisputed. I'm sorry, I didn't even write it down. Listen, his story is amazing. I cried, I laughed. I saw. It's a great doc. We'll talk about it. It very inspirational in many ways. Kanye West's album came out, and there seems to be a beef with Apple and Disney, and that one's weird. The Apple Disney beef is really weird because I don't know what Disney's move would be. Really, I don't see it. I do not see it. Anyway, damn, that's a big one too. So the hurricane just got downgraded. That's a good thing. Hold on, I got the news open. That's good. Hurricane Ida is not a hurricane. It's a tropical storm. That's great. I literally was on the phone with my aunt because I was like, yo, what's going on over there? She's in South Carolina. And that thing swung to the right pretty quick. I'm sorry. I'm literally reading the news thing as it's going up. All right. That's good. Just rain and wind. Everybody will be all right. All right. So after watching all these docs, I realized something. And not only the docs, Kanye West and my situations that I've been going through, mental health, especially for men, is becoming easier to talk about. And I definitely hope that I make this a safe space for everyone and anyone to be able to express themselves and, get those emotions out. After watching Kanye, perform for the third time and be blown away, him ending it with Kim, his wife, was very powerful and very meaningful. Watching Jaysse from Urban Necessity, tell his story, his wife plays such a pivotal role in his life. And you need that. You really need that. Men need a wife. We need a companion, a partner. Maybe, in your relationship, it may not be a female and a male. That's cool. But in this instance, we're talking about a man and woman and a matrimony and a friendship and a bond that is so necessary. You don't understand. I say I'm great. I don't know I'm great, right? I need her affirmation or her reassurance. It's hard when you're as well as I express myself, it's always so fucking hard to express this type of feeling, right? Because it's hard to get out. We know we're great. We're powerful men. And we're nothing without our women. We're nothing without our wives. We're nothing without our queens or whatever cliche word you want to use. I've always said the movie 300 is the most beautiful love story that I've ever seen. In 300, he walks outside. Some dude pulls up talking crazy. He's disrespecting him in front of his wife. The guy says he's coming for blood. He goes, hey, we don't talk like that around here. Hey, my boy, calm the fuck down, right? And he goes, how dare you say, you can't talk to me like that. Old boy was wilding, but Leonidas stood his ground in front of his wife. And before Leonidas made a move, he looked over his shoulder and looked at his wife. His wife did oh man, bro, I've done the same shit with my wife. But he looks over his shoulder and she just gives him a head nod man, fuck this motherfucker up, bro. She just, That's all he needed. He wasn't gonna move until she said, "Go ahead and just get rid of this dude, bro." That's a beautiful thing. It's powerful. He sacrificed his entire life for his family. Like, there's no more better love story than that. If you don't see 300 as a love story, then you don't understand movies, Jack. And here's another bonus. If you didn't know, you know that story with Tony Montana and all those dudes in Miami? You know which one I'm talking about. Come on. You can say, you got it? You know what I'm talking about? That is a comedy. And I'll let you sit on that. I'm not even going to say a title because I know I have young audience members. That was a great fucking movie too. But yeah, man, it really, just watching the docs and you know, watching Kanye's love, like you can hear it in his music, man. It's a beautiful thing. My wife is my best friend. Like, almost losing that was probably the scariest shit ever. And I lost my grandfather and grandmother. So in my eyes, ain't really shit else you could take from me, right? And when I came close to that shit, bro, like those emotions kind of come back when you see Kanye, you know, and Kim reconciling. Cause I go, damn, man, thank God. Bro, I couldn't take 3-4 days of this shit. Are you crazy? These motherfuckers go months and months without seeing. Fuck that, bro. I don't know nothing of that. I couldn't even wrap my mind around that shit. But it's something very powerful about a matrimony and something very powerful about a man having a wife that holds him down. Like I said, man, I was raised by the streets. I was raised by pimps, but you know what? Gangsters really do respect matrimony. Like, a lot of gangsters I know got wives and have a family. All gangsters, really. There's very few gangsters that I've ever met that was just out there fucking wilding and shit. Like, when you younger, yeah, but as you get older, and as I've said before, my counterparts on the East Coast that I grew up with that are my age are single and share custody or don't see their kids. As opposed to my West Coast homies who are married with kids. Yeah, we got baby mamas and shit, but we take care of our shit, and that's that. Gangsters move different, man. You need your queen. That's a fact. So Spike Lee got a doc on HBO, and at first I was confused because I read a story on it that threw me off. The story had something to do with 9/11 towards the end of the doc, where he gets an association of engineers to come together, and these engineers they're basically, it's like a conspiracy theory panel of engineers that are talking about the metal and talking about sky rises and buildings and how they work and different chemists and all types of shit. Either way, come to find out, a lot of the things that they were talking about had already been debunked years and years ago. Remember, 9/11's been a long fucking time. And if you don't know, there's a lot of conspiracies behind 9/11. So listening to Spike Lee's version of it, I thought it was going to be awesome and interesting. But what I really realized is that Spike Lee's a pig-headed fuck. Like, he hasn't changed. And there's a lot of older people who, they talk virtuoso and they make it seem like they want inclusion and they want all these things. But when it all boils down, they're still the same asshole that they've always been. It really hasn't changed. It's pretty fucking amazing. Like, he literally looked at an Asian man and he goes, yo, it's crazy. Every time we seen Chinese people wearing masks, we'd be like, oh shit, what's that? What's wrong with you? And then he was like harassing the mayor. He's like, yo, you fucking beanbag and da-da-da-da. And hey, man, that's cool. But like, it was obvious he was just fucking with the white dudes and the Asian dude. It was weird. Like, I don't ever want to hear Spike Lee say shit again. The whole premise of the doc, I thought, was supposed to be based on, it said the epicenters here. Here's the title: New York City epicenters 9/11 to 2021 and a half. Dope ass title. Yeah, 9/11. They had Sandy. They had all types of shit in New York, and of course COVID. Right? See, that's where it got weird. None of the shit made sense. It was all over the place. It literally looked like it was a COVID movie at first. It kind of wasn't a COVID movie. Then it got into racism. It was mostly racism, and it kind of stayed in that track. I really don't have a good or a bad damn, man. This one sucked. It just wasn't good. It wasn't for me. I'm going to leave it at that. It wasn't for me. I can't say it sucked because I imagine it took him a lot of time, and Spike Lee is a genius. I respect Spike Lee's work. I might not like him, but I respect his work. Now, this was 3 days ago before it came out. He did an early viewing for the media, which they always do. Now, by doing this, obviously somebody critiqued him and he made a big change. So he posted this. He said, I'm back in the editing room looking at the 8th and final chapter of New York City epicenters 9/11 through, I'm not really sure because it's just the arrow. So 9/11 through 2021 and a half. He said in a statement and sent to TV critics, I respectfully ask you to hold your judgment until you see the final cut. A new version of the final episode is now available to the media. It's 30 minutes shorter, no longer, and features interviews with members. It no longer features interviews with members of the conspiracy group, architects, and engineers for 9/11 Truth. So there was a lot of things debunked a long time ago when it came to 9/11. Unfortunately, people still ride that wave and try to play this whole like, oh, this shit was a bomb. It was rigged. It was this and that. Now, a lot of people did drop the ball, and there's a lot of things that did happen in 9/11 that I can't explain and don't plan to at this moment. But a lot of the bullshit that Spike Lee threw in the movie don't make no sense, bro. I'm sorry, it just wasn't for me. But I recommend you check it out. That's the type of person I am. Even though I don't like it, there's knowledge in there that you can get from that. Please go learn something and go take a look. Spike Lee is an amazing director. I just think he needs to do better. That's just my opinion. Now, if you're in Vegas, then you know who Jaysse Lopez is. You know Urban Necessities. You know the beard. You know the face tattoos. He's a cool fucking cat. A Puerto Rican dude from New Jersey. He's from Perth Amboy. That's where my father's from. Now, I run in a lot of circles that cross paths with him and his circles. At the time when he was on his uprising, I was doing my thing in and out of town, and music was different for me at that time, and I was definitely on an incline, and life was just moving, and I'm not a sneaker guy, and retail wasn't something I was even considering at the moment. Just to be honest, when people were like, yo, yeah, he's a Puerto Rican cat, he's this, he's that, I was like, yo, that's dope. I don't see what I could give. My thing is, bro, I love working with people, right? So if you're doing something, let's make it huge. But when it comes to shit that I don't know, I keep my distance to not fuck with it, and I admire the growth, because I think the being proud of somebody is probably one of the most powerful things you can do, because it's pure. There's no hate. How the fuck can I be mad at somebody being successful? Now, I've never heard his whole story. But I've seen his growth. Like, dude went from like a Facebook shoe group to now he owns a 5,000 square foot store inside of Caesar's Palace Forum Shops. Like, my boy, I'm not even gonna talk about me. What an amazing story with a short period of time, adversity, triumph, and y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. Jaysse Lopez, bro, you made me cry, bro, and I don't know you. Oh man, this shit sucks. You motherfucker, you. Yo, hearing his story, him being homeless, him trying to, that whole grind, washing yourself in a fucking fountain, to now pushing a Lambo, having a Bentley, having the money, and still saying, I don't do it for the money. It was beautiful. Watching his wife encourage him to get more sneakers, like her seeing the dream before he did, because he was more afraid of the success, and she was able to say, nah, I'm going to help you get through this. Shit was genius. She was the final puzzle piece for him. It was very powerful. If you watch, his story's amazing. Let me give you a pull quote from ESPN. They actually have like a whole little thread on Apple News. He says, when I first opened my business, I was terrified to tell my story because I didn't feel comfortable telling people, hey man, give this homeless guy all your shoes. He flips sneakers, so he takes consignment and he sold them. So just to give you some backstory, Urban Necessities is a store that collects sneakers. They have one-of-one sneakers, dead stock sneakers. They flip them, they sell them, used, retail. He has collections from Fat Joe. Oh, what was his name? He got mad people sneakers in his store. So it's nothing to shake at. When I say he has a 5,000 square foot store inside of probably one of the busiest casinos in the world, and he 116 fucking foot wall stretch with sneakers. Like, I'm not even into sneakers, and I want every sneaker he got. Like, I'm not even playing. It's just dope. And then he respects, like, yo, the culture in the store. Claw's from New Jersey. He's from Jersey. He got Claw's artwork throughout the whole store. He got West Side Gunna through in the store. Like, it's so dope, bro. Anyway, let me get back to this. I'm sorry, y'all. While filming Undefeated's latest Black History Month Always Special Soul Survivor, which debuted Sunday. Bro, I was so excited. I turned off the fight to watch this and then went back to the fight. He said, but if me telling my story gives people motivation to hope, or it lets someone know that starting point doesn't define you, or your starting point doesn't have to be your end point, then it's worth telling. That's very powerful. I'm filming some behind the scenes things that we're working on, basically a documentary following my album. And one of the things that I caught myself saying was that people say it's hard to make it. Yeah, very hard. it's harder to make it again. And that's where I find myself. I'm so proud to see what he's accomplished. And I'm almost hurt because I feel like, damn, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, the past 3 years have been a bitch. I watch Kanye, right? I see Kanye's genius and go, damn, I'm impressed. I'm inspired. I'm all these things. And then I go, can I do that? Then I get down on myself. You know what I'm saying? Watching Jaysse's story was dope. Shout out to Urban Necessities, boy. Damn. It was a very, very good story. Very good. Oh, yo, and Spike Lee's cheap shot at Trump was corny. Calling him Agent Orange, that shit was corny. So Kanye and Drake, let me oh, that boy got me. Yo, to watch a man tell you that he had to sleep in the park and take showers in the fountain at a casino, bro, that shit hurts. I've never been able to hit rock bottom because I got kids. Excuse me. I think hitting rock bottom is a very powerful point in people's lives. And I've come close, but I don't think I'll ever be able to reach rock bottom. I've had children since I was 17. I will never touch rock bottom. I have to always maintain and have for them. So fame or no fame, millions, dead broke, I got to make it happen. Like, trying to convey to my baby moms that it doesn't take dollar bills to take care of my son is so difficult, right? Like, I can finesse $1,000 of clothes for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not stealing it, but it don't take a dollar amount. And with these 3 years trying to get back, fucking dealing with this BK, bro, this BK process has been a bitch. Just getting over this shit. Then we got to rebuild credit. Then we got to get back, you know, we're at least 2 years out from buying a house, opening another store. You know, bro, I'm 35. I'm starting all over again, bro. I've been successful since I was a teenager. I don't know where to start anymore. I feel so, thanks, Jaysse. Thank you. That was, it was necessary, bro. Your starting point, that's a fucking quote, bro. That's a quote. So, Kanye and Drake, this is dope. Watching Kanye be able to do what he did, which was basically edit the album live in front of everybody through 3 shows. The first show with music we've never heard, the second show with music we might have heard, and the third show with the final product, in which it looked like he killed himself, right? Burning all his sins away, and then he goes and gets his girl back. The album drops Sunday. Nobody knows what the fuck happened. Boom. Donda's in everybody's phones. We're going crazy. Yo. Then Drake hacks ESPN. ESPN goes, hey, we don't know what the fuck is going on. We're sorry for the interruption. Blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. Don't believe the hype. So, did Kanye and Drake set this whole shit up just to boost sales? I don't know. I don't know. Are they friends? I don't know. What's going on? But what I see is a bigger fight. It's not even Kanye and Drake. And Joe Budden has a great analysis on what he thinks this is. Go check it out. According to him, it's Kendrick and Drake, which is pretty dope. I just don't know if that's the fight here. In my eyes, what I just saw was Apple and Disney. Now, if you know anything about Kanye, Kanye's always wanted to be with Apple. He's always wanted to work with Apple. I believe Tim Cook came to see him in the hospital and gave him like one of the first mice that Steve Jobs had made. And they talked for hours and hours and hours. Kim hooked up. I think it was his birthday. I'm not sure. It was a while back. But Kanye's wanted to work with Apple for a long time. And Drake was the one that was able to get that push. And it was a big, big push. Anybody that gets that push from Apple, look what happened with Chance the Rapper. You know, Apple made Chance the Rapper look like he was going to be the next Drake. And in reality, he was like the next Charles Hamilton. But that's cool. If you know who Charles Hamilton is, then you'll understand what I'm saying. Drake has moved on from Apple. He's moved his radio show off of Apple. He's on Sirius. And I believe Sirius has ties to Disney. Disney's huge. So if Drake is tapping ESPN, you think Drake can hack Disney? Stop it. That shit was very much planned. And it was pretty dope. I mean, like, kids love it. I think it was a great reaction. Then today, Monday, he dropped the album cover. I hope it's fake. His shit looks weird. There's a bunch of pregnant girl emojis, and they're all different girls. Weird flex, but okay. I don't know. And Kanye took over Sunday, by the way. You know, it was Donda Day. The album came out in the morning. The controversy was I didn't even release this album. Then it was the baby wasn't cleared to be on the album. Universal won't put him on the album. Like all day, he kept us going right up until the fucking Woodley and Paul fight. And it was pretty much that. Drake didn't really do much after that. So now we just got to watch. Like, is Disney going to get into music streams or podcasts? Like, I don't know. What is Disney's move? I mean, they're big enough. They just don't have hardware. You know, Apple always wins because of the hardware. And we love Apple over here. My whole house, I got Apple everything. If Apple's listening, yo, call me back about the podcast. I need help. I told y'all. He sent me the number. I text him. Apple sent me a number for my podcast. They're like, yo, give us a buzz so we can help you out with your podcast. I was like, all right, for sure. So I text them. They didn't answer. Why doesn't Apple have text messaging? Like, I don't want to call you. I just want you to put my picture in the bubble so people know who the fuck I am. And I want to start the subscription thing. Okay. Let's talk about this fight. This fight has been brewing or spluing or whatever you want to call it for a hot minute. This whole Jake Paul and Woodley fight, I think it's been 6 months. Just about. Maybe 4 months. It was a long fucking time. Too long for me. I learned a couple things last night, and I want to say this. Can Paul fight? Jake Paul fight? Yeah, he can fight. He's huge. He's a lot bigger than what I realized. I'm a smaller guy, but when I see somebody at 6'1" and he looks like naturally he can hold 220, 230, like he looks like if he stopped working out and probably did like a mediocre workout, he'd be sitting at like 210, 205, 210. That's a big fucking dude. You know, Woodley's my size. That's a big fucking dude. Here's the catch. Woodley got long arms. I expected more blows. I expected better exchanges because although Jake did have the height, he didn't have the reach. It was only 2 inches, and 2 inches only matters on dick, baby. That don't mean shit in a fight. You crazy? You could have 6.5 feet on me, motherfucker. I'm a boy. There's something about fighters that can fight in the clinch, and the problem with UFC is that when you fight close, you got to worry about grabs. You got to worry about a fucking elbow, somebody spinning back and busting your shit, a knee in your mouth. Like, there's too much for a UFC fighter to turn off or a mixed martial artist to turn off being close to somebody when you're boxing. Because boxing and MMA is a little looser. You don't got shoes on. There's a lot to it. Can Jake fight? Yeah, Jake can fight. Was the fight rigged? Boxing's rigged. Boxing's been rigged. And ever since Floyd Mayweather broke boxing, it's never been the same. And yeah, you can't knock this kid out. You beat the shit out of Jake, you fuck up the bag, bro. Who's going to beat? Dog, he hit him twice. Let's be honest. And he looked like he didn't even get into a fight. He walked out of there. He wasn't even sweating anymore. He literally looked like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing for 2 rounds. I think he did it on purpose. Then he turned it on, started seeing that he could beat the shit out of him easily. And then just like turned it off again. I don't know. But for the money, don't worry about it. Let him whoop your ass again. Get the tattoo, laser that shit off. We'll be all right. So China is doing something that I don't know how I feel about it, but they can do whatever the fuck they want because it's China and China does what they want. But it's going to change gaming in China. So this is from the Wall Street Journal. China has a new rule for the country's hundreds of millions of young gamers. No online video games during the school week and 1 hour a day, Friday, Wednesday. Oh, shit. I'm reading it like if it was my ad. Friday, weekdays, weekends, my bad, and public holidays. Why can't I read? 1 hour a day on Fridays, weekends, and public holidays. First off, the fact that we can play on public holidays, beyond me. The new regulation unveiled by the National Press and Publication Administration will ban minors, defined as those under the ages of 18, from playing online video games entirely. Shit. Between Monday and Thursday. Wow. On the other 3 days of the week and public holidays, they'll be permitted to play between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. The entire country is going to be online for 1 hour. That's crazy. The government announcement said all online video games will be required to connect. Get the fuck out of here. Why didn't I read this whole thing? They have to connect to an anti-addiction system operated by the National Public Administration. The regulation will take effect on Wednesday. This is crazy. Hold on. So your game has to now be connected right to the government's anti-addiction system? Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, y'all. That sucks. If I told my daughter she could only play, you can't even play for an hour. It takes like 2 hours just to get a good little rhythm going. Like, 3 hours on a good day, 4 hours, and you call it a wrap. But anything past that is a little bit ridiculous. So that's China. We can't change them, but let that be known. Y'all play games. Y'all play mad hours. Mad hours. Nobody tells you what to do. Imagine if the government said you can only play, 4 hours or 3 hours a week? And not even consecutive. And we all got to play at the same time? Bandwidth will crash? That's crazy. And we got time zones here. I don't know if that will work here. Matter of fact, I know it wouldn't work here. That shit sounds preposterous and ignorant. Ida slammed into New Orleans the day after Katrina hit. 16 years after the day Katrina hit. Now, if you know anything about down south and the weather that comes through the Gulf, I was trying to explain this to my son. My son's in Hawaii, and he thinks Hawaii gets hurricanes. They've had hurricanes, but not like that. See, the Gulf is warm. Weather that's coming through there is cold, and it creates a spin. I'm not a meteorologist or a fucking weatherologist to teach you this shit, but cold air and hot air mix, and they spin and create tornadoes that suck or blow. You know what else? Okay, I'm sorry. That was a horrible joke, but that is true. In the case, and in the case of the Gulf, it being so warm, like Cancun, Texas, all that shit down there, Florida, it's just warm, beautiful, beautiful warm water. The Caribbean is beautiful warm water. When them fucking winds when they come in, boy, oh boy, them hurricanes come, they grow and they slam into us. This is the only place where we got tornadoes and hurricanes. It doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. It's pretty amazing that we get earthquakes, hurricanes, fire. We get everything here in America. Everything. So Ida hit, made a big mess. It was 150 miles an hour when it touched land, and it banged a right. My aunt's in South Carolina, so it came through, hit Louisiana, New Orleans. I mean, it tore up a lot of shit. It's very unfortunate because they're saying 3 weeks without power. People are already dealing with COVID. Hospitals are already full because they're trying to help people that have COVID. They don't even know what to do, with bodies that are stacking up in Louisiana or Alabama. It's when it rains, it pours, y'all. Literally, when it rains, it pours. You know, I don't like talking about things like this that I can't control. I just want to bring awareness to it. If you're in the area, you can help. If you need help, please do everything you can. Get online and see, what's going on in your area or who's providing what, because there's services out there for everyone. Trust me, there's something for everyone. And there's one more topic that I got, and I didn't bring it up before because I don't talk the military, especially when it comes to deaths. I have family members in the military. I didn't serve, so I feel like it's not my place to speak on it. We lost 12 of our guys in a fucking terrorist attack. It was a suicide bomber with 16 bombs, and he ran in and blew himself up, killed our guys. You know what bothers me about all that? Like, we send, because when I was younger, in my eyes, I said, shit, if I have to fight, I'll go. But I have asthma, my brain and everything, and I couldn't go. But either way, I would go, and if I need to, no problem. But that wasn't the case for me. My brother is he was in the Navy. He's already done. He did 6 years. Good, congratulations to my brother, and thank you for what he did, and good on him for taking that chance, because anything could have popped off. You know what I'm saying? He went for an education, but that shit could have went left. You know what I mean? And nonetheless, still dangerous. Still dangerous. Like, even if it didn't go left, anything could happen. I don't talk about military issues because, again, I feel like I can't speak on it. I can't. I never served. I know a lot of people that served. I respect you wholeheartedly. I respect a lot of shit that a lot of people do, and I don't speak on things that I feel like I can't really help the conversation. I got into a giant argument with a bunch of people on ABC over the president basically, looking down, giving a moment of silence. And I said, no, he's not giving a moment of silence. He lost his place on the teleprompter, and he's just fucking trying to catch up. I meant that. I don't give a fuck. I love my country, but the same way that Trump was patronized every day and shit on and made to look like an asshole when nothing was even happening with him is beyond me. How y'all let this fucking ass just sit there on TV and just make us... Donald Trump is not what you thought. And Joe Biden is who you thought Donald Trump was. That's what's happening here. And it's just not seen. This is sad. This is sad. We lost people. Why? With tons of intelligence, everything we needed, we didn't even fight. We literally crawled out of there. The last planes just left and they flooded in there instantly. There was a dude on live. I don't know where the fuck he came from. He's following like 14 or 15 dudes with AK-47s. They got night vision goggles on, walkie-talkies. This is all American shit. You ever watch Iron Man when the fucking bomb lands in front of him and it's a Stark bomb and that's what fucks him up and he has to do the chest thing? That's what's happening right now. This is real life. Like, it's a fucking Marvel movie. Our president failed us. Rest in peace to the soldiers that lost their lives. Their home side, their stateside now, and they're with their families. You know, I send our condolences to their families. It's sad. I'm sorry that you lost your kids. Those are your babies. I don't even know what that's like. I never want to run that through my mind, and that's another reason why I hate. When I talk the streets, I'm from the streets, live by the gun, die by the gun, all that shit. When it comes to this military shit, it's fucked up because them kids honestly just respect their country. Some of them kids was there for an education. You know, they didn't see any other way out. Some people just really love it and they want to do it. You know, they follow their family's lead. And there's a lot of things. But you shouldn't lose your life, especially when you're going for peace. Think of that. It's sad. And to all the bartenders with the shots, keep it up. That's dope. Just mean it, though. Don't be fake about it. My boy James, shout out to James. He put up his, I know that boy, he's saluting them. That's big. Shut down the whole bar for them boys. That's a big deal. It sucks that we lost them, and I hope that, you know, we do everything we can to maintain some type of sanity. And, you know, we were close to peace in the Middle East, then we've completely lost our way. And here we are today. As a people, I'll never go against our people. I believe in us. I don't believe in our president, but that's okay. I can still believe in us, not believe in him. Can we do better? Of course we can do better. Will we do better? We must. We must. Maybe we'll stop being led by the media. Maybe we'll start listening to new media personalities. Maybe we'll just be more rational. Maybe not call somebody racist. Maybe Spike Lee's the racist. Maybe Spike Lee's Agent Orange. You see how that happens? While they go kiss China's ass and China's torturing their kids now. My name's Kasabian Lavoe. I'm going to go play video games with my friends. My name's Kasabian. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Lavoe loves you. One.